Pendulums, the next topic in my reality transurfing video series. Here we go. We already covered intro to the series, intro to the concepts in the series, alternative space, and now we're on to pendulums. Pendulums are energetic thought patterns. Energetic thought patterns that have a life of their own and can take over and affect your mind. Pendulums are almost like ideology, belief systems. So, getting into this video, like I said, we already covered those concepts. This is the second concept in the series and is going to help lay the foundation for the rest of this video. In order to understand how to surf realities, you need to understand the alternative space, which we covered, and pendulums. Pendulums are probably one of the first things you should address if you want to be able to reality transurf, because a key to reality transurfing is tapping in to your heart and to your own intention, and pendulums will infect you with another intention, with their intention. And so you will not be aware that the intentions you have are not your own. They are energetic parasites, energetic thought patterns that are infecting your mind. So we got to get rid of those. We got to break out of the intentions of pendulums so we can tap into our own intentions and reality surf. So, yeah, this is a full series, 5 hours of content explaining this in depth. Go watch the rest of it. If you like this video, if it brings you value, leave a like and a comment. Let's get into it. So that's a pendulum. Checking my notes here just to keep myself organized. I'll just talk a little bit more about a pendulum and then we'll make sure I've covered everything. So a pendulum, like I said, is something you will think is your own. If you are attached to any kind of political ideology, if you identify as a libertarian, as a liberal, as a progressive, as a conservative, if you have that as a core of your identity, what is actually happening is that you are being run by this identity or being run by this belief pattern. Pendulums suck energy off of you. Pendulums will suck and drain your energy so that you don't have the energy, which is the key to reality transurfing. Reality transurfing happens through your inner reality, through actions and thoughts as well, which are run by energy. That's something we will cover. Energy is the key, and the key to reality transurfing, not the key, but a key. Without it, you can't do it. You can't surf. So you've got to get your energy back. Get your energy back from these collective thought patterns and tap into what your heart truly wants. So be very deliberate. Write down all your intentions, all the things you want out of life, and be very careful in examining over time. You're going to have this list over time. Which beliefs, which intentions do I have that are not really my own? And this is something that the rest of this series, the rest of this book will help you uncover. You will learn how to tap into your heart and how to feel. There will be many different, like, if this, then that. Very specific recommendations in this series for how to understand and know if an intention you have is coming from your heart. And this will help you, but first of all, you need to understand that it could be coming from a pendulum, an energetic thought pattern. So let me check my notes real quick. Yeah, like I said, to be free from pendulums, you have to be in touch with your heart. So to get in touch with your heart, you have to free yourself from pendulums. But once you do that, you'll be a lot more protected. So it's this process, the more in touch with your heart. And what that is your inner intentions, your deepest desires. Let's give an example. So an example would be the pendulum of money, thinking that you need money to accomplish your goals, which in many cases, money is what's going to get you to your goals. But a lot of the time, you can get to the things you really want without money. Money isn't this thing that you want to think of as the solution to all your problems. So, another thing is that when you think about money, if you are trying to reality surf into money, you will lose all your power and energy. You are giving your energy to this pendulum, this energetic thought pattern that you need money, because money is not going to well up inspiration within you. Money is not going to truly resonate with you, because what you really want in your heart, for me, for example, I want to spend a lot of time in nature. If I think about spending a lot of time in nature, what my life could look like, traveling to all these beautiful places and helping preserve nature, perhaps. Although really, what I really want is to spend time there. And once I'm fulfilled within myself, then maybe I'll have more of an intention to preserve it. That's just the truth of how reality works. We care about ourselves. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So if I think I need money to get there, what is going to happen is that I will not be able to tap into that fire within myself, that deep desire to spend time in nature. Because really I'm thinking like, okay, I want that. Okay, how do I get money? How do I get money? That's not going to be inspiring. What you need to do is to get to the root. So if you think you want something, try and get to the root of what it is that you really want behind that. In this example, the idea that I need money is a pendulum that is running me. So yeah. Importance. Importance is a concept in reality transurfing we'll be covering in a future video. And for now, I'll just say the importance is the significance you get to something. You give to something. So if I'm like, okay, I need money to get all my dreams to come true, I give money a lot of importance. I'm very attached to it. And importance means, in this case, that I feel like without that money, I will not get the things I want. That money is crucial. That's a high level of importance. I need that. I need to get on the other side of having that money. And in reality, what that's going to do is make it so you can't get that money. So, oh, I'm kind of a little shiny here. So, in this example, what was it? Yeah, so to be free from the pendulum of money, you need to recognize it and then stop giving it so much importance. So in this example, I need to consciously reframe my belief system as well as subconsciously that I need money. I need to focus on that thing and be like, you know what? Let me just focus on this thing and stop giving so much importance to money. Maybe I get a job where I'm not really getting paid very much, but I get to travel to all these nature places. Maybe I become a great environmental activist and some nonprofit funds me traveling to all these places and educating people. That's actually not what I want to do with my life, but that's just an example. So, you need to lower the importance you give to pendulums. Recognize them. Lower the importance. Become adept. Train yourself to recognize them. If you have a sense of urgency in completing your goals. Now, in a certain sense, urgency is really important. Not holding yourself back, not saying, oh, I'll go get this when. Once I have this sorted out, then I can go do that. But in this sense, we're talking about urgency as this deep need. When you have a sense of like, I need to get this, and then I'll be happy. This sense of urgency. What that's going to do... One second. Yeah. So in order to be free from pendulums, you need to approach your goals without this sense of urgency, with this pure intention, but without needing to get that to be happy. So your own desire outside of the influence of pendulums, in order to tap into that, a big part of it, and this is just a big part of reality transurfing in general, this deals with being complete within, so you can feel that vibration, those emotions within that you think you're going to get from that thing, and then you can more easily attract that thing. That's the key to reality transurfing, is lowering the importance and urgency and all this desire and craving and acting from a much purer source of intention. And that will free you from pendulums. So yeah, when you are free from pendulums, you are open to encountering a wave of good fortune. This is going to be one of the last videos in this series. We talked about it in the second video. This is the fourth video, the wave of good fortune. So when you are free from these energetic thought patterns and in touch with your own desire, you are much more able to ride a wave of good fortune. So take a little distance from your beliefs. Terence McKenna said he doesn't do belief. He's not big on belief. Take that perspective. Hold your beliefs at a distance, and you'll be much more likely to be free from this pendulums. These ideological beliefs, this like, I believe this is the truth. Even maybe you go create some reality transurfing. You get sucked into this thing where everyone needs to know reality transurfing. This is the best model of reality. You could go do that and you're sucked into this pendulum. This energetic thought pattern is feeding off of you. It is feeding off of your energy. These thoughts and beliefs that you have are not yours. You are being run by something else. There is a core essence within you that has its own pure intention that needs to be freed from that. Free yourself. Let it go. Let it all go. Whatever beliefs you have, let it go. So, yeah. That's what a pendulum is. Yeah, like I said, fear of money, fear of income decreasing. That's a common pendulum, right? So fear. If you have a lot of fear about money, fear that you'll lose money, fear that it will decrease, that you won't have enough, that will manifest itself. And this isn't just about pendulums. This is about how reality transurfing works. If you're coming from a state of fear, whatever it is that you fear, you are drawing towards yourself. Yeah, a lot of this on my notes I just covered on my own. Yeah. Pendulums convince you that money is the source of joy, for an example. Pendulums convince you that you need money to get your goals. Focus on the actual go. So that's everything I actually said already. Yeah, so basically reality transurfing, like I said, it's about going with the flow. It's some people flow down the river of reality without control, without getting what they want. Some people fight against it. But when you can free yourself from these pendulums, from these energetic thought patterns, and tap into your own deepest will, and let go of these ideologies, you are getting rid of these blockages. That's what reality is. It's about clearing the path so this river will flow how you want it to. It's about getting rid of these blockages, pendulums. And the one thing that reality transurfing, you're not going to be free of pendulums completely. You want to do as much as you can, but pendulums are everywhere. Literally, think if you were born 50,000 years ago, you would not have any of the conceptual ideas you have now. You are constantly influenced by these collective energetic thought patterns, but for some people, and it's really sad, they get eaten alive by these ideologies. They get totally sucked into it. So you don't want that to happen. And that's where we're going to leave it. We might talk about pendulums more, reference back to it. And like I said, we're building the foundation for the rest of the series. So that's the video on pendulums. Peace.